Now, one of my favorite rappers that I enjoy listening to over the years is a man from the West Coast called Ice T. Now, to some of you youngins, Ice T is more of a reality TV figure and an actor than a rapper. So, he had this song called Race War, in which he has a line in that song where he says, "We're not the minority, we're the majority," something to that effect. And then he goes along to make his point by calling the different ethnicities and referring to them as black. For instance, this is how it went. He said Mexicans, black; Colombians, black; Puerto Ricans, black; Jamaicans, black. Basically, everybody that wasn't white, he called black. And then at the end, he said, end of that paragraph, he said, "We're not the minority, we're the majority." Now, that's how I feel about the so called ethnic minorities in Nigeria. Why is it that people mention, when people speak of Nigeria, I know it irks a lot of you people out there too, because it gets on my nerves when I hear them say something like Nigeria has three ethnic groups and then they leave it at that. Like there's nobody else. They don't stop to, they, they totally forget that there's, apart from those three, there's like 400 more. And if you add those 400 ethnic groups together, they are larger than any single one of these three ethnic groups. And then we also have this thing of counting the Hausa along with the Fulani. Those are two separate tribes. So at the end of the day, it's more of a political thing than an actual, ethnic group. So let's take a look at Nigerian minorities. Now, when we say Nigeria has three major languages, we erase a nation. Take out Hausa at between 50 and 60 million, Yoruba 32 million, Igbo 29 million, and Fulani at 20 million, depending on whether you count them with the Hausa or not. That's a country bigger than South Africa, bigger than Egypt was 20 years ago. It would rank 5th in Africa and 17th in the world. The country of the Kanuri of the old Bornu Empire, the Ijo and Ogoni of the Niger Delta, Tiv farmers in Benue Valley, the Edo of Benin Kingdom, the Ibibio, Nupe, Idoma, Urobo, Isekiri, Birom, Igala, with over 200 languages, kingdoms, cultures, older than the amalgamation of 2014 is not a footnote. It's a continent that some are not counting. Now, if you include the Fulani with the Hausa, which I don't know why it should be that way, but let's say we did that. That is 33.7% combined, 81.7 million. So Nigerian minorities goes to 164 million people, depending on how you count them. Now that means the minorities you'd be subtracting are 78 to 98 million people. Now, if you took out the minorities from Nigeria, Nigeria would drop from first in Africa to second behind Ethiopia. It would still be big, but it would lose every drop of oil. Ijo Ogoni, Ichekiri, Urobo land gone, Middle Belt gone, Tevidoma Bion Nupe, the food basket gone, Kanambaru Bornu gone. That goes back 1,000 years. Anang, Efik, all those places, the old city of Calabar gone. You would be dealing with a country that has lost 1/3 of its people and most of its coastline and its entire petroleum industry. The three major languages line doesn't just subjugate people, it erases them. Now, this might be a brutal way to show it, but Nigeria without its minorities isn't Nigeria anymore. It would be an almost landlocked country of people who are probably still fighting each other anyway. So, what do you think? Are the ethnic minorities really a minority? Or should they be considered more when they say the country has three major tribes? Shouldn't they be mentioned? Let me know what you think in the comments.